to kind of segue into another topic, just because of things you can do in your downtime. You'll be surprised at how fun some of this stuff is. They actually have some new Dungeons and Dragons pops that are coming out. The books I used to read when I was a kid. But to segue a little bit, we actually, if you're not doing anything now's a good time to like get into some really nerdy stuff. Completely honest, like I've been the other night, or like a little bit ago, Keith Hott was talking about some wrestlers who have been doing tabletop games, stuff like that, all remotely. I've been part of that. It's like me, Keith, and a couple other people. I'm not going to out them as nerds or anything like that, but it's been a blast. Especially since I definitely get way too much into the character. If you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons and you've done it with a ton of wrestlers, it is the most fun thing ever, because everybody totally invests themselves in their characters, and it's hilarious. Sometimes I play a thief, so I'm totally conceited and pretty much a jerk, and will pretty much kill anything that moves, and it causes a lot of grief with anybody who likes to play good characters, because I do not play good people. I'm not a good person. I don't play good people either. So
I made Keith do his elf girl voice
oh, you
yesterday.
did.
Yeah,
You did. Oh God.
because I said to
I
him, I'm like, Keith, I heard good things about your character on D&D, and he did the voice without me asking, and then like I started laughing, and he did it again while we were doing the
oh
live
God.
thing.
Yeah, no. If you watch that episode, because it's hilarious. That is like the whole time. Anytime Keith talks in that voice, it is probably the funniest thing that I've ever heard. Other than I make jabs at everybody else, regardless, especially Keith, because it's fun to mess with him in that game. But it's a great way of kind of like character building. Like it's all it's all a tabletop thing. It's all in your imagination. You always make up those scenarios, but like you said, like when you get people who get really into it, it is so much fun.
Mhm.
Um, especially when especially when you can, it just brings out that character needs. I mean, it's good character practice, to be completely honest. I think anyway. So my opinion is pretty much the only thing that matters. I, yours does too
Well,
sometimes, Ronnie.
while you guys are doing D&D, I joined this wrestling promo group
Oh,
on Facebook.
a what?
It's this people are doing these promos. They're like fans, and there's some workers on there, and they're doing promos against each other. I haven't done
Oh
one yet,
God.
but I keep watching them, and a lot of them are pretty bad. And I'm like, well, I want to kind of do some promos. So like, should I just tear into these people like really bad, or should I just kind of let them do their thing?
Oh, tearing them. Or
Tear
no?
them?
Well, are you supposed to be nice, or are you supposed to be mean?
I'm mean, bro. I'm a heel. Come on, man.
Okay.
That's how life is. Somebody's
You're
got to be a
okay.
bad
You're a
guy.
heel. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been one for
Perfect.
like 13 years, buddy.
Oof.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm still waiting on an adequate comeback, Ronnie. But even like just talking about games, like I know I did talk about like the Kingdom Hearts stuff being on sale. If you have it, and I'm gonna kind of plug this because it's pretty awesome. Um, a lot of the wrestling games on PlayStation are on sale too. Like I downloaded Fire Pro today, and kind of a little shout out to Shirley Doe and Brenda Kay. They've been making Rise wrestlers as part of rosters and stuff like that. Like Golden Sheik, I mean, obviously it's the only download that you need from that. Is Calvin, myself, Mambo. I don't even know if they've got BC yet, but hopefully they put BC in there. But I don't know if you can put managers. We'll see. But they've been doing I mean, Shirley's been doing a lot of awesome things with that, just putting all the wrestlers in there, all their moves, like everything. I was up against Brandon Kay in the show that he put on, and I can't say how I beat Brandon because it's a little weird. Apparently, well, actually, I will say, apparently, I beat Brandon after my character lip locked him. So that was like, I'm still waiting on the clip with that. I need Shirley to get me a clip of that ASAP, because that's really strange. One, that he put that in my move set, because I haven't done that, but it's also very weird that that is actually a finish in the game. So
Well, it's part of your move set now,
Japanese are
bro.
freaking crazy. Japanese, if I mean that might get you over in Japan. I don't know, but we'll see. Um, but you can actually download those and all of the extra things like super cheap right now, because PlayStation, like I said, if you were looking for something to do to get your mind off of this craziness, get on like a PlayStation if you have it and just go to the store. Like I have a problem. My new collection is now downloading games that I'll probably have a hard time playing because they're so long. I've when I've gotten tired of the long games, I just jump right back into Overwatch and just play that like crazy because they had another hero come out, and playing that is probably the best way to get some frustration out. To be honest, um, I play with a group of people, so that's the highlight. That's sad that it's a highlight now, other than all the wrestling stuff that I've got in the
It's
design works.
yeah.
But that stuff's gonna have to wait a little bit until we can get some sense of normalcy in this crazy messed up world right now. So,
I've, uh, I've been playing Animal Crossing, a lot of Animal Crossing.
oh God,
Yeah, yeah, it's something.
yeah,
It's
no,
something.
it looks boring. It looks super boring.
It's actually not as boring as you think. It's actually really relaxing. The music's relaxing, and, the game's fun.
So
So
it's just fun. I mean, I thought there was gonna be more to that, Ronnie.
no, it's like
Have you made anything crazy? I hear somebody actually made, um, to kind of go on the next thing, somebody actually made a Comic Con in there because if anybody hasn't heard, Comic Con this year is canceled.
that's a good
Well,
segue.
I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you've probably heard,
Yeah.
but no San Diego Comic Con this year,
Now,
and that's disappointing.
my question is, will the exclusives be available online?
Mm,
And like, we'll be able to get it easy this year instead of like having to sit in line online and then
mm.
selling out in like 5 minutes.
It's probably not gonna be easier to get them. They're probably still gonna sell out. I mean, that would be my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's gonna be hard for them regardless, because who knows? Maybe the people who are making the exclusives aren't even going to make them this year
Hmm.
because they're not gonna be able to sell them, as they wanted to. I mean, I got lucky a couple years ago when they did the Lord Drakon figure that released with San Diego Comic Con for the
Hmm.
Legacy Collection, because that was kind of a big thing. I mean, I've got all the San Diego Comic Cons, but I've exclusives for Rangers, but I've never been there. I've just had friends who were there. Where I got lucky and got them offline.
Hmm.
Um, but with that, they've pushed everything remotely nerdy back, weeks, months, and even into next year. I mean, people are saying that California's like no concerts, stuff like that, not until even 2021,
Yeah.
which is a little scary because that's going to be a lot of like big movies. Like, who knows when? I was stoked for the Black Widow movie to come out. They're pushing back all kinds of other really good comic book movies, stuff like that. So who knows? Like, I
Isn't
was hoping.
I think Black Widow got pushed back to November, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I wish they could do. I was hoping they were going to do what they did with Onward. If you haven't seen that, it's a great
Straight
movie.
on demand. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's straight to on demand. I mean, it didn't even come out on DVD, I think, or anything like that yet. They just put it
Hmm.
right on the Disney Plus network, and that's pretty awesome. Like, it's
Hmm.
such a good movie. I mean, it's a nerdy movie for sure. Magic, all that stuff. It's hilarious. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Um, but yeah, like that's a little bit of a D&D segue too, because that's what one of the characters plays in it, sort of, or it's based upon. It's great. But yeah, I mean, with Comic Con canceled, like I really hope there are ways. I know there's not going to be like a virtual Comic Con or anything else like that. I'm really hoping for ways that they'll be able to update more and produce artwork because there's a lot of freelance comic people that go to these cons to get their art out there
Hmm.
that's not getting out there now because now instead of the massive group of people there that has is going to have them advertising things like that, they don't have that anymore. So that's what really scares me about this whole thing is like, we're collectors, we like all that, going through all that stuff.
Hmm.
What are we going to do if we come back, everything comes back and stores are not open? I mean, comic book stores and stuff like that, they have a hard enough time
Yeah.
getting traction, getting people as it is. So that's what worries me about my collecting because like I said, I'm not a big online shopper. I like to hunt for stuff. So getting these places and hoping they'll be open, that's going to be the real test after everything's over for
Yeah.
me anyway.
Going out and hunting. No, I'm the same way. That's what I like to do. I know wasting gas. Some people are like, "Oh, you waste more gas going out there looking for stuff than you can spend online with ease." I'm like, you don't understand. It's like going out there and seeing it on the shelf. There's so
Hmm.
much joy and relief out of it. You're like, "All right, cool. I found what I'm looking for. This is awesome."
Hmm. And I mean, and going to like I went to the toy fair thing that they had here in Pittsburgh before
Mm,
everything went south, and I mean I didn't really get anything there. I didn't find anything that I really wanted or couldn't find, but I found a lot of stuff that I was looking like I thought about. There were some Transformers that I've been looking at because there's some Transformers from when I was a kid. Not a lot of Ranger stuff this year. Last time I got some really cool stuff, but there wasn't as many things. So like I'm hoping. I mean that's going to be the thing. I'm hoping that at least in Pennsylvania or Ohio, as long as people stay smart, eventually maybe in the fall we can have were able to do stuff, but who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to focus on this whole pandemic.
I'm
Enough worries to worry about.
I'm really still hoping that New York Comic Con happens because I would like to go this year, but it's
Mm,
probably not going to happen.
yeah, no, I don't know if that's. It has surprised me they haven't canceled that yet, but you never know. Hopefully, like the exclusive, like the Funko exclusive stuff like that, we'll still see those in the
Mhm,
stores when they open up because Funko's going to produce those no matter what.
mhm,
They produce a whole bunch just to go to the stores, so maybe we'll get lucky and still get those. I don't know what the list would be. I don't know if they've come up with a list yet, but we can only hope that they'll continue to put something out there. I mean, it's such a big entity. I don't see why not. Um, but like I said, I'm really hoping for some more exclusive wrestling figures because that would be really cool
mhm.
as far as the Funkos go.
Yeah, there's a lot of good wrestling stuff coming out.
Hmm.
I mean, if you go on Ringside Collectibles, they got a lot of good stuff on pre-order.
And I am still waiting for my custom figure.
Of you?
Yeah, it's in the UK. Still waiting on it. I played for that thing back in November, but I'm like, crap.
You ain't ever getting that, bro.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna. This guy is too much of a big name to not get it, so I'm not that worried. I'm not that worried about it, quite honestly.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.